Okay. Show me.
Hi there, welcome back to the DutchRC channel for another unboxing. And yeah, the box might be a bit hard to see, being white and all. Lucky for us, it's not really about the box, but what's in it. So let's see what actually is in it. Ta-da! It is a Runcam version 2, which was released late last year, 2015. So it's one of the new line of cameras, I think. I expect Mobius to release a new version of their camera pretty soon. But well, let's first see what is in this box here. You get a manual. I've gone through the manual a bit before taping this video, and it's reasonable. Yeah, it's a camera, it's not a phone with thousands of features. The manual is more than adequate, I think. In this video, by the way, I will not only be unboxing it, but I'll also show you what the setup procedures, multiple procedures that is. You can set this camera up by Wi-Fi, and you can hook it up to a screen like a television to do your settings on it. And like I said, in this video I will show you how that is done. Alright, let's see. We've got a camera. Don't forget to peel off the protective film on the lens, of course, otherwise your video will look crappy, which is not what you bought this camera for. It has a, yeah, it's not a lens hood, it's a anti-glare protection thing, and it'll also protect the lens a bit in impacts. That is nice, of course. Okay, at the back of the camera over here you see a micro USB connector to hook it up to your computer to retrieve your recordings, and it has a hatch which is on pretty tightly, which is good, of course. Inside of that hatch you will find your battery, and this battery is a 3.7 volts 850 milliampere lithium ion battery. Obviously that's included with the camera. By the way, I bought mine at banggood.com. I'll have a link in the description to this camera. And also in this hatch you will see the card slot for your memory card, which is spring-loaded. And the best thing, of the best upgrade, I think, for this camera was that, as you can see, if you put the hatch back on, your memory card can't fly out anymore in a crash, which is very good, of course. Let's see, it has two buttons, one for on-off and start-stop of your video. Longer press like that will switch it on. Now it's in standby, and a short press now will start recording. The second button over here is to turn on and off your Wi-Fi. Both buttons are also used in the setup procedure, though I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, let's turn it off again. Alright, let's see what came with the camera. You get one USB cable, micro USB connector on one side, and a normal USB connector, not a USB 3 connector, regrettably. Okay, so that's used to hook it up to your computer to retrieve your files. You get this connector. Yeah, that's probably used to connect it up to a monitor or your TV. and I'll show you that in a minute as well. With this cable you will be able to set up your camera using your screen/TV. And the last cable that comes with the camera is a USB connector on one side and two servo connectors on the other side. You can use this cable to hook up this camera for FPV use. If you do that, you actually don't even need to have the battery in the camera. That will of course make it lighter for an FPV setup. Okay, and let's see, we got a baggie over here with some goodies. Let's rip it open. Yeah, you get two adhesive, double-sided adhesive pads to strap it down on something, and you get two Velcro straps, very good, with a Runcam logo on it. Very nice. Okay, last bag. Okay, in the last bag you get a mounting bracket into which you can slot the camera, with a separate piece that has a tripod adapter. So with this mount you can then mount it onto a tripod. And the last thing you get is a spare lens protector slash anti-glare bracket. What's this called? Well, there's one more thing. You get a lanyard. The camera actually has on one side these two little holes through which you can hook this lanyard. And then you can use, of course, this lanyard to strap it down to your craft, which is nice. Okay, so that's everything that comes in the box. I will now hook it up to my phone, and then I'll show you what you can do with the Wi-Fi connection of this camera. Okay, so as you can see I have here my Samsung phone, and you need to install the Runcam app to connect it up to your camera. I have also tried to connect it with Final Cam, an app you might know that does not work with the new Runcam camera though. Maybe Final Cam will release a newer version that does connect up to the Runcams, but for now you are stuck with the Runcam app. So let's launch that app, and you can then connect it to the camera. Now my camera isn't on at the moment, so it won't find anything. However, after a few seconds it'll ask you to retry or connect manually. Now for some reason I can only connect to the camera manually. Not sure why, but okay, let's start the camera. There. And initiate the Wi-Fi by pressing this little knob. There. No, that doesn't work. Hold on. I've now actually switched the camera to photo mode. If the ring light over here is green, it's in photo mode. So let's switch it back to video. Okay, video. Yeah, a short press to the little knob will initiate Wi-Fi. Okay, and let's see. Yeah, there's the Runcam connection point. Connect. All right, I have a connection. Next, it's in Dutch, but on your phone it will probably say next. Okay, and as you can see, we now have a live feed to the camera. You see that? Let's watch my TV for a second. Okay, so that's one feature of the app. You get a live feed, which you can, for instance, use to line up your shots. And Can you see my hand? I'll move my hand in and out a few times so you can see the actual lag in that disconnection. There is a lag, obviously, but it is not as big as I'm used to with Wi-Fi cams. Maybe this Wi-Fi app might be useful, for instance, for FPVing your rock crawler or scalar car, or maybe even a slower boat. Obviously, it's not useful for FPV racing or FPVing with planes. Like I said, there is a bit of lag, but it really is far less than I'm used to. 2/10 of a second, maybe 1/10. Yeah, really surprising little lag. Okay, so what more can you do with this app? You can change a few settings on your camera with the little dial over here on the right. I'm not sure why they made those buttons this small. Okay, as you can see, you can change the power supply frequency. I'm not sure. Date stamp, you can switch the date stamping on and off. You can flip the image. For instance, if you use the camera hanging down from a craft, you want to flip the image. You can change the Wi-Fi settings, the Wi-Fi ID name and the password. You can format your SD card, which I would suggest you do once you get a new SD card into the camera. You can reset the camera to default parameters, and you have a version information. Let's actually see that. The firmware version I am using is 1.2 as of this moment. That is the newest firmware. Okay, and let's get back to the live screen. You get a few sliders on the button, the middle button over here. And in this screen you can change the video white balance from auto to sunny. You can change the video resolution from 1920 by 1440, 30 FPS, to 1920 1080, 60 FPS, full HD, and 1920 1080 by 30 FPS. There are other resolutions, 1280 by 720 at 120 FPS, and the same resolution at 60, and 640 by 360 at 260 frames per second. Obviously that last resolution is a bit on the low side, but if you want to have a close look at what's happening in a fast moving object, that might be useful. I will probably be putting several unedited videos on my second channel. I will have a link in the description to those videos for you to check out. Why don't I just test all resolutions and put them on YouTube so you can check those out. Okay, and the last setting you can change over here is slow motion on and off. To be honest, I am not completely sure what that does. Yeah, I'll do a separate video, by the way, in which I compare the camera to a Mobius camera, the current version of Mobius. And this video would be a bit too long if I would include that in this video, so I'll do that in a separate video. Okay, and there is another, the left button over here. Oh, there. time-lapse interval, time-lapse length. Yeah, you can set the camera to record at a time-lapse. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll also include a video of that. Okay, and let's see. That's it for this this app, really. Now, one gripe I have about the camera, or really the app, is that you don't get to change all settings of the camera in this app. I really do hope they will have a newer version of the app in which you can change all settings of the camera. But okay, let's now switch over to the other way of setting up the camera by means of a external monitor. Hold on. Okay, so I now have the camera hooked up to my TV, and sorry about the reflections of my studio lights. I hope the on-screen menu will be visible regardless. Alright, let's first switch on the camera. There we go. We see a Runcam logo, and now we also see a live feed. Yep, there I am. Alright, that works just fine. Now we are going to press the small button, and you will see that nothing happens. The ring light over here is turned green. Now you press it another time, the small button, and there you go. You have yourself an on-screen menu. Well, let's go over the settings here. You switch between the topics or the settings on screen with the small button. And here you can see you can change the movie size. Those are the same as I showed you before in the Wi-Fi connection. Oops, I shouldn't have done that. Apparently you go through the menu with the large button. Yeah, okay. You can set a wide angle on and off. You can set digital image stabilization on and off. If you want to change any of the settings, you will have to press the small button, and there you see the sub options, and then you can change the option with the large button. I might also do a separate video in which I test the image stabilization of this camera. That might be useful, so that will be coming up in the near future as well. Okay, you can toggle the beeping of the buttons on and off. It's useful for me. You can set the loop recording on and off. Now, if you switch that on, once the memory card is used up, when it's full, it'll overwrite the oldest file. Not very useful for me. Auto recording, yeah, I'm not sure if that's really useful for me. What it does is, if you switch the camera on, it'll automatically start recording. Yeah, might be useful. On the Mobius, I've often wondered if that was possible with the Mobius. I'm not really sure, but I think that would be useful. Image flip, yeah, same as in the Wi-Fi connection setup. If you mount the camera upside down, you want to flip the image. The G version, the G sensor option, is closely related. What that does is, it'll while recording, every few seconds it'll have a look at what the orientation of the camera is, and then switch the orientation of the recording. Yeah, I probably won't be using that setting. Power setting, yeah, that's for your auto off. If you have the camera on and it's not recording, it'll switch off after, in this case, 3 minutes. Let's see what are the options. You can completely switch that option off. You can set it to 5 or 1 minute. 3 minutes, I'm gonna set it to 5 minutes. There. Metering mode, yeah, that's an important one as well. What this does, it'll look at a specific part of the image to determine its shutter speed. As you can see, you can set it to center, average or spot. And if you set it to spot, it'll only look at a small portion of the middle of the screen to determine what the shutter speed will be. It depends a bit on your application, what is applicable for you. Center, average, yeah, I think I will just use them all for a while and see what the results are. For now I'll put it back to average, but that's a nice option to experiment with, I think. Exposure, yeah, if you find your videos to be a little on the light side or the dark side, you can compensate for that by making it +3. That'll make it a little lighter, your video. It'll go to, let's see, what will it go to? +2. That'll probably make it very light. And you can also make it a little darker from -2, 1.7, 1.3, 1.0, 0.7 and 0.3, and we're back at 0 again. I would have liked an option to add contrast. That would have been very nice. TV mode, hey, it's on NTSC. Let's see what happens. I do have a PAL TV. That'll probably have an impact once I power it back on again. Language, English, let's see what your options are. Oops, sorry. English, French, German and Chinese probably. Let's see if there are more options. No, that's it. Alright, no Dutch, yo. Okay, and the last item in this setup is... Hi Onyx. Hi. System. That's the same as in Wi-Fi setup, mainly card info. What does that'll probably show us? Yeah, left. What's left on your card? Okay, cool stuff. How do I get out of this? And you can again format your SD card. How do I get out of this menu without screwing things up? Okay, so well, that is the secondary setup method, really. Again, you've got the Wi-Fi method for once you're in the field recording things, and you've got this more elaborate setup system. Once again, I would have liked all of these options to be available in the Wi-Fi application. I'm not really sure why they have not done that. Maybe they are still at work with that. So if you purchase a camera like this, be sure to check for updates on that. For instance, the digital image stabilization I would have really liked to be in the Wi-Fi setup. Let's see, the metering mode I would have liked to be available in the Wi-Fi app. Really a shortcoming, I think, of the Wi-Fi application, that's not available. Okay, so well, now I'm off to work on sample videos and comparisons to the Mobius camera with this Runcam version 2. Be sure to be on the lookout for those. If you are not subscribed yet, please do, so you won't miss out on those videos. For now, thank you very much for watching and hope to see you back in another video. Bye bye.